everyone, it's Jacqueline at Pixie Dust PhD. The day I'm filming this is July 10th, so the channel is officially now 5 months old. In this monthly creator update, I'm going to speak a little bit about ableism, consumerism, and of course we're going to go over the numbers from the analytics for the channel. As always, I have a lot of questions, so stay tuned if you want to provide me any advice. During this monthly creator update video series, I have touched on captions on YouTube before. Since then, I have really noticed how many YouTube channels within the Disney community and just YouTubers in general outside of Disney that I've been watching for years really that don't edit their captions. For anyone unfamiliar, YouTube will automatically caption your videos for a set number of languages, and English is of course one of those. This is done by AI, and this AI is decent, it's a really good starting place, but it definitely does need edits. For example, most of the time when I say special, the AI thinks I'm saying sexual. Obviously, that's a pretty big difference in meaning. The AI also has a really hard time with proper nouns as well as abbreviations, so DVC almost never comes out to be those correct letters in the AI version of the captions. So I upload a video to YouTube, let it process, wait a day or so, and then the automatically added captions are there and you can simply click them and edit them for accuracy. Not only for accuracy of the words you're saying, but also for things like punctuation. At least in my experience, the automatic captions are pretty much never punctuated. It's just one huge run-on sentence, which can be pretty annoying to read. It does take some additional effort, but I think it's really important for accessibility. And also, really, do you want your words misrepresented in the captions that are automatically generated? I know that I don't. Hopefully in society overall across the world, but definitely in America, I would say we're undergoing a time of pretty intense reflection about structural barriers, and most of this is centered around racism. And white supremacy is a huge problem, and we really do need to be paying attention to racial justice. I'm not trying to detract from that conversation. That being said, I would hope that most of us as humans can hold space for more than one issue at a time. And so similar to systemic racism, systemic and structural ableism is also a really big problem, at least in this country. So if you haven't been engaged in these larger social conversations around justice before and you're sort of starting that journey now, I hope that you add some ableist reading to your list. And while of course doing things like editing the automatic captions on your YouTube videos if you're a content creator is not going to change the structural barriers that exist because of the ableist nature of our country, it is one tiny small step that you can personally account for and that you can implement in your life to make things a little bit better. I know when I am dealing with these big, huge problems of systemic racism and structural ableism and similar, it can feel really daunting because really as one person, what can I do to change the entire system? That's a whole separate conversation, obviously, but as one person, I can easily do my little part by making better YouTube captions. Similarly, you can also turn on alternate text for all of your GIFs and images that you post to Twitter. It's really simple, it's a quick setting. Then when you add a picture or a GIF to a tweet, you simply add a description. You get to write out what is happening in this picture. That makes all of your tweets screen reader accessible, which is a huge one for accessibility for people with low vision. These are the kinds of things I'm talking about, these small little changes that really don't take that much time, don't change your life by any means, and no, they're not addressing these huge structural problems, but it is normalizing acts that make the world more accessible. So I really encourage you to reflect on your practices of ableism. Everyone is guilty. I'm not here to shame anyone. This is something that we've all grown up with, and that's just sort of how the world is. But we can work to make it a better place. The other big topic I wanted to sort of lament about is how consumerism interfaces with the Disney community. I have had a hard time. I would definitely say I am struggling sort of finding my place in the Disney community because I find so much of it is based in consumerism. My mom raised me to be really materialistic, and I have worked so hard over the past 5 to 7 or so years of my life unlearning all those habits and knowing that things actually don't really bring me that much joy. So for example, on Twitter, a lot of people will post like a good morning post with a picture of their Disney mug, and it's a different Disney mug every day for months and months on end, and people reply with their Disney mugs, and it's super cute, and I love that aspect of community, but that's never gonna be me. And on YouTube, you'll often see these haul videos where folks buy a ton of stuff from Loungefly or Shop Disney, or even just Target or Kohl's that are Disney themed, and they'll do the big reveal and they'll go through all of their things. And again, that's really not where I'm at in my life personally. Similarly to the ableism conversation we just had, this is not meant to shame anyone at all. Of course, there still are items that genuinely bring me joy, and if Disney mugs do that for you, that's amazing. But I'm just saying I don't have that experience for Disney consumerism. So for mugs in particular, I don't drink coffee, so basically I just use mugs to drink wine out of, so we don't have very many in general. I do own one Disney mug. It's the Epcot You Are Here Starbucks series from 2017. I just loved that mug. And that was the only souvenir I bought that entire trip. Popcorn buckets, I mean, I'm not in the parks too much, so I really couldn't collect popcorn buckets even if I wanted to, but I don't really see their utility. They're fun, but I'm not sure how they would improve my life, really. Pins, so that obviously the whole Disney pin training community is huge, and if that's how you find your community and that brings you joy, that's awesome. But again, for me, I'm just not much of a pin person. I do have a few pins that have been gifted to me from friends. None of them are Disney pins, and I put them on, my jean jacket, but I don't find myself like really wanting a pin ever. And then mini ears and magic bands. I do own a couple of these. I have 2 magic bands, one from 2015, just like a complimentary yellow one, and then one from 2017, a complimentary purple one. And I don't own any others. And then I do own 2 pairs of mini ears. I bought both from Etsy shops. But that's 2 of each thing. It's certainly not enough to do a haul video or post a new picture every day or every month even. I don't live in Florida or California, and I don't go to the parks that often, so mini ears and magic bands are things that I don't wear unless I'm at Disney, so I really just don't have much utility for them. I do think it's safe to assume that I will accumulate more of these items probably if magic bands stay relevant in Disney World and they don't switch everything over to the phone, particularly for ride photos that normally automatically get linked via that long-range RFID in the new magic bands. The long-range RFID in my purple Magic Band 2.0 is dead, so for our next longer trip, I would want at least one magic band that worked so we would be able to retrieve all of those photos. And then mini ears, I assume that I will buy a few more pairs over the next decade or so, but I really don't think I'm ever going to have like a mini ear collection to show off by any means. So all of this just to say that if these things genuinely bring you joy and that is your community and you love that, that's awesome and I'm happy for you. I'm just struggling because I don't feel that way about most of these items, and it is sort of an easy into the Disney community that I don't have. I am actually really proud of my pretty significantly decreased materialism in my personal life over the last several years. And I don't plan on changing that just to easily fit into the Disney community. But if you're like me and you don't really collect any of these things, if you have any advice for how you feel like you fit in or folks to talk to, people to follow, that kind of stuff, that would be great. Okay, let's get into the numbers. So we'll go over the analytics for month 5 of this YouTube channel. So these were collected from June 10th through July 9th. During this time, the channel had 376 views from 189 unique viewers. This resulted in 33.8 watch hours. The average view duration during this time was 5 minutes and 23 seconds, which translates to an average view percentage of 52.4%. I had about 4,600 impressions overall, and 12.6% of those were from YouTube recommending my content. 72.3% of the overall watch time was from folks who were not subscribed, but I did get 10 new subscribers this month. Overall, all of these numbers are trending positively compared to last month, and I'm really happy with that. Especially the percent average view duration being over 50% now. I'm really happy with that. For context, in month 1, I think it was about 35%. The percentage of impressions from YouTube specifically recommending my content this month is actually down about 3% from last month. My channel is so small that generally speaking, the watches I'm getting on the channel are coming from me promoting the content on Twitter and other people helping me out in that way. People searching for specific topics and me showing up in hopefully the first few pages. So YouTube recommending my content on the homepage or as a, hey, people who watched XYZ channel would maybe like Pixie Dust PhD, like that's never been a big source of getting an audience for me. Anytime something trends negatively from the month before, so I have lost some amount of this percentage of YouTube recommending my content, it is a little bit disappointing, but it's a very small percentage, and also it's not a big way that I'm getting traffic to my channel to begin with, so I'm not putting too much weight into that. Lifetime stats for the channels were at just over 1,000 views now, which I'm so happy about. I can't believe that there's already 1,000 views 5 months in. And this resulted in a little bit over 78 watch hours. average view duration for lifetime of the channel is 4 minutes and 27 seconds, and this translates to about 45%. Overall, I have about 13,000 impressions, and 12.3% of those are coming from YouTube recommending my content. 77.1% of watch time is from those who are not subscribed, but I do have 50 subscribers now. Pretty much in every one of these videos, I've talked about how subscribers is the category that I'm struggling with the most, and just asking other creators if that seems common. In my month 3 video, KJ over from Disney Mom Life, I will link that channel in the description below, commented that it took her about a year of on and off being active on YouTube to hit 100 subscribers, but after she got to 100, that hurdle was a lot easier, and I think now they're over 300. I could be wrong, but you know, it grew a lot faster once she got to the first 100. So that was reassuring. If anyone else can share their approximate timeline to your first 100 subscribers, I would really appreciate just the insights and also any hints or tips or advice you have. I'm always here for it. Back in month 2, I decided to make a goal for the channel, and arbitrarily, I basically decided I wanted 100 subscribers, basically because I want to be able to have a custom URL for the channel so I can say, oh yeah, head to youtube.com/pixiedustphd, instead of having to copy paste that scribble of like random letters and numbers at the back end of the backslash. So that's why I wanted 100 subscribers, and then I had to pick a day to make a goal. To make a good goal, you need it to be time bound, and so I randomly picked my birthday. My birthday's actually in about a week now, and like I said, I'm at 50 subscribers, so the chances of getting to 100 subscribers by my birthday are slim to none. Of course, I'm a little bit disappointed, but overall, I am okay with this. I knew when I made that goal that it was pretty outrageous, and so my goal still now is 100 subscribers, and I think if I could get that by the end of the year, I would be really, really happy about that. Analytics-wise, a topic I did want to bring up is the value of your cards and end screens. So I have not been tracking those analytics. YouTube does provide that data for you if you're interested, and I just took a look for the first time ever today, and I'm basically getting no clicks. There are a few, it's like 12 from the end screens and 3 from the cards or something, but it's so few clicks. So I'm wondering if that's something you experience on your channel. Does that seem normal to you? If this is normal, why is there such an emphasis to new creators on be sure to put 5 cards in all of your videos and definitely put end screens in all of your videos? Like, that was advice I saw over and over and over for every blog post about YouTube and every YouTube video about YouTube that I saw. Again, I'm not putting much weight at all on the fact that I have such little interactions on my end screens or cards, but I just thought that was really interesting and I wanted to bring it up as a potential point of discussion with you guys. I've also done a little bit of reflecting recently on the point of tracking stats on a month-to-month basis and lifetime and making those comparisons month-to-month. I still do think it's valuable. I just like having that knowledge and information, but I do want to make it clear that by no means am I deciding the worth of this hobby and this channel or myself personally on these numbers. So if you are new at YouTube and your numbers dip month after month and you're feeling really beat up about it, I would say just try to forget it. Honestly, that has nothing to do with you or your worth. It's a hobby, it's a passion. Hopefully you're having fun. That's what I'm doing this for. I hope you're having a safe and healthy summer. If you are headed back out to the parks, please, please, please wear a mask at all times unless you're actively eating or drinking. Listen to your cast members. Thank them for showing up to work and putting themselves in danger so we can have fun. The next installment of this series will be 6 months, so it's pretty exciting to think that the channel will be 6 months old the next time I film one of these. And if you have any ideas for things you specifically want to see for a half-year reflection, definitely let me know in the comments down below. For the few of you that watch these monthly creator updates, I think we already interact on other social, but just in case, if not, you can find me also on Twitter and Instagram at pixiedustphd. I'm really looking forward to any advice that you can provide for me in the comments down below. I hope the rest of your day is super splendid, and we will see you next time with an actual Disney-focused video at pixiedustphd.